Today, we're going to be talking about the top pre-market toolkits that every new trader should be using. Welcome to Married to the Market. My name is Chrissy.
And I'm George.
It's very important as a beginner to really pay attention to this video until the end, because we're going to be dropping a whole bunch of gems that we think would help you in your trading career. Because when we first got started, we didn't know how to even get started, how the prep should do, what we should be looking for. So we put together our top 5 things that we think every trader should look at. The first thing we're going to say is what's going on in the market. Are people greedy? Are people fearful? The way to actually learn that is for you to be going to a website called fearandgreedmeter.com, right?
So, guys, you have to pay attention to certain things. You have to be prepared when you're going into the market. So these toolkits or these gems that we're dropping is going to be very efficient or make you very efficient when you're talking about trading, especially I'm going into a time where people might be fearful or too greedy. So using that website, it will let you know the sentiment of the market. So say, for instance, you always hear a term that they go by with Warren Buffett: buy when people are fearful, but sell when people are greedy. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the index. And when you're seeing fearful, that means that, hey, it might be time where it's a buying opportunity. When you're seeing greed, it keeps on pushing up. Then you're saying, all right, we're getting closer to the top of the market, expect some type of pullback, but we're looking for something like a sell-off along the way.
For example, today we woke up this morning and after we give our praise and worship, we do look at that. And so when we looked at that, my husband said, okay, what's the market doing? I said, well, it's showing greed right now.
Yeah.
And exactly, it wasn't like extremely, but it was just greedy. But what happened today? The market pulled back. So we did have a pullback this morning. So it kind of lines up, not saying that it's always going to do that, but it gave us a good indication, like we might pull back a little bit. So we were looking to see, and it played out perfectly.
Yeah, and that's part of preparation. So using that is a great tool just to see what market sentiment is saying. The next one that you're going to look at is Yahoo Finance. Now I have Yahoo Finance on my phone as an app. So every time I wake up in the morning, I don't look at my phone first thing in the morning. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way. But one of the tools I use is Yahoo Finance, and the app, it automatically sends alert or it sends important news to my phone. It highlights certain things. So at the end of the day, that is a tool I use. So if it talks about Microsoft, it talks about Google, if it's talking about an up and coming company, then I have tools that I can now use to make a decision on trading.
Yeah, so for me, you can actually set this up where you can get email notifications. So I get email notifications to my inbox every day. And I know some people check their email first thing and some people don't. Hey, we listen and we don't judge, all right? No, but I actually get mines directly to my email. So when I'm going through my emails, you could just sit and, actually see what the market is doing. Or when you're having your breakfast, you can kind of sit, read what's going on. Listen, we went to sleep. We don't know what happened overnight. So when I wake up in the morning, I want to know, what did the president say? What's going on? How are things affecting the market today that I'm going to be getting in at 9:30? So that's just something to have. Like he said, he has the app. I just have the email notifications that come, or you can go directly to the website. It's Yahoo Finance and just read through it when you have some downtime.
They have a lot of useful information, and you could see on upcoming stocks. So something that you're not trading as far as day trade, but you could look at something for long-term trades. So that's something that you could definitely use. Now, number 3 is going to be Forex factory calendar. I don't know of a time that I don't have that on my browser.
This should have been like number 1 on our list, right? If we were going in order.
Yeah. But with that, that's always on my browser. That's one window that's never closed, especially when I'm trading. As soon as I sit down, I'm like, all right, what's going to be affecting the market today? And that shows you the calendar as far as what's going to happen today as far as news concerned. So pay attention to the folders. The red folders mean that can shift the market a little bit. Orange folders mean that, slightly. But the yellow folders I don't really pay attention as much to. But there's certain things that when you see, say, for instance, if you see in Fed Chair Powell speaking, you know that the market can shift. If you see CPI, that's a thing that the market can shift, right? Non-farm news. Those are things that you want to pay attention to. Now, most of those normally happen before markets. So in a sense, if you're thinking about swinging something, especially if you're a new trader, it might be something that you want to say, all right, let me just hold off, right? So those are things that you could look at to make your decision as a tool you could use.
Like my husband said, it's always on our computer. It's bookmark. Okay. This is one site you just need to just go ahead and bookmark right now. I know people are like, well, Forex, but it's just telling you the actual news. And what I actually like about that is that when that news comes out, like let's say the news come out at 10 o'clock in the morning, it's updating right there. So you can see those numbers. Did we have good numbers? Did we have bad numbers? And it's telling you instantly in real time. So that's why I think it's very important to have this, just so you can have something to analyze and see. As soon as we get on the computer, we check. If the news came out this morning, there was news. We're able to see what exactly happened in real time. So definitely add that one to the list. I'm going to put that the number one because like you said, it never leaves our browser. It just sits there. So the fourth one I'm going to have to say is TradingView. I love TradingView. That is where we chart. We put in our alerts the night before, things of that nature. You can just have TradingView and look at it, but I highly suggest getting a subscription to TradingView because you're going to need a platform where you're actually charting up and you're trading off of. I use TradingView, and listen, if you need it, I'll leave in the description our link for you for beginners. But we do not do anything without TradingView. We have TradingView on our phone. We have TradingView on our computer. Like, it's serious. Like, you can download the app, like whatever you need. Make sure you have a charting system. And TradingView has been true to true,
Yeah. So with TradingView, we always use it for alerts. We use it for even charting. Right now, I understand there's different platforms and they have their own charting system, but with TradingView, it gives you a lot more. So I like using it. I've been using it for forever. Right. So when you're on that chart, you could tell if earnings is coming up. You could tell the news that are coming up. There's certain things, and we have our alert setup. We have different layouts, different trade setups. So I have 2 trade setups that I normally use. Sometimes with one trade setup, it might not show that we're approaching a resistance line or certain things. When I shift over, then I could see it. So I normally use 2 of them and combine.
You have the ability to adjust.
Right, just to look, and then I can make my analysis from there. So going into that morning, then I'm like, all right, I know what I'm doing. So say for instance, we traded SPY today, 150% on SPY. On one chart, it didn't show that it hit the resistance line. On the other chart, it did. Right.
What I like about this is that my husband has his section in TradingView and I have my section. We are married to the market and we have different views. Have even what our watch list is in TradingView. So he will have his watch list for the day. Now we have our one watch list, but I like to play off of sectors, XLK, XLF, and things of that nature. So I have mine like categorized, nice and neat. Yeah. I feel like you can have everything in TradingView. And to be honest with you, if you guys are trading live, if you're in the live call outs with us, I'm going to tell you, go ahead and get that. That is like one of the most popular trading platforms is TradingView. There are others out there, but they're not as great as TradingView. That's why 90% of the people use TradingView.
So TradingView is definitely one we'll recommend as a pre-market tip that you could use. Then the last one is going to be
Benzinga News.
What I normally do is listen to the news in the morning, but sometimes I'll listen to their pre-market that they normally do. With that, it actually kind of give me insights to what's going on. So sometimes you might not even know that earnings coming out or on news come out, but they will say it instantly because they're doing that pre-market. So while you're driving, if you don't have no time or you didn't do it the night before, while you're driving, whether coming from the gym, whether, doing whatever you're doing, you could actually listen to it and you get insights for that day or before market opens. So that's a great tool that I normally use as well. It helps me make my decisions going into that day. So if it lines up with what I already look at, then I'm like, bet.
But it's also like trade ideas as well, right? So you're hearing someone talk about it. First of all, we always do our analysis. Don't play about that. So just because somebody spoke about it doesn't mean that it might be the right trade for you. But it might say, oh, wow, did you know this about Netflix? Oh, word? This is happening. So you can quickly go look and see if it aligns up with the charts at that time. So it's like having that second ear. It's always good to know news and hear other people's perspectives on certain things. And they always say trading could be a little bit lonely. And so it's kind of nice to have it on the TV sometimes, like you said, driving, if we're making breakfast, we're just listening to see what is going on in the market at all times. So at the end of the day, it is your decision what trade you decide to get into. But for us, I just think these are some useful tools, useful sites that you guys can use on a daily basis to make your analysis. What do you feel?
Even with Benzinga, one of the things I like is they talk about upgrade. With that, a lot of times you're not knowing what's going on, but sometimes the chart will tell you something, but then with the upgrade and downgrade, it lines up. So now you're looking at opportunity. If they say, all right, they just downgrade Netflix, you could go and look at the chart and say, if this happens, then I'll take the trade. So they provide you with trade opportunities, but at the end of the day, you still have to do your due diligence, right? Don't just go off of somebody saying there's a downgrade, so I'm going to go ahead and short it because it's a downgrade. No, you want to make sure that whatever you're doing, it line up with your trading plan and it line up with your setup. A1 setups only. You're not taking trades that doesn't line up with what you believe or your criterias are. So that's one of the things we normally do. We listen and we don't judge, right? But we want to make sure that everything we do as far as resources, we use everything and combine them to make a proper decision when we're trading. And you want to make sure that you're doing the same. Find resources that can help you, whereas by them helping you, you combine all your resources to make that perfect decision or best decision possible to make you money.
So, and that is what Married to the Market is here for. George and I are here to give our experience. We've been in this game for many years now and to guide you throughout the process. If you guys don't know, we do have live call outs in our Discord, but we also document everything online. So you guys can, if you're not following us on YouTube, make sure you follow us because we put everything there so people can fact check us to say, are they telling the truth? Are they really getting 600%, 100%? Yeah, it's all documented in real time. But also on Sundays, George does the live Sunday signal. So on Sundays, he gives you some trade ideas so you can think about and maybe, you know what, I kind of like this guy. You attach to him, right? So again, it's all about locking in. It doesn't necessarily have to be us, whoever you feel comfortable with. We would love you to come and join us, but where you lock in and just grow with this group. So we invite all married people to come trade with us. Like I said, we have everything in our Discord. The link is in the bio. You can just come over, say hello, see what we're about. We are going to be starting our 6-week mentorship coming up soon. So if you are a beginner and you want to learn how to trade, tap in with us. We're making this very easy, no fluff and jargon. We want to keep this simple where you understand how to place a trade because this can be life-changing. It can be life-changing for you once you learn how to trade because you can teach your kids, you can teach your friends and family. Then, like I said, George and I are here to help you guys throughout this process.
So, all right, guys, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next episode.
See ya. Bye.